1-866-95-PATRIOT. Lawrence, Minnesota, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Hey, hello. Hey, wow, let me try not to be a little misogynistic, but maybe you can explain a few points here, and then I'll tell you what I think of your show.
Okay.
The first point is you said that, and you were talking about the model analogy. You said that society, we can force fat models on people, but ultimately society wants a thin and athletic-looking model. Okay, if that being true, well, ultimately society wants to see white pilots. They want to see white doctors. They're really uncomfortable with seeing a black guy in a leadership position. They're really uncomfortable, basically, with seeing a black guy as president. So therefore, with your analogy being true, we're eventually going to do ourselves a disservice by hiring anybody that society thinks we shouldn't, thinks that it doesn't look the part. Is that what you're saying?
No. The body type analogy for the models was race neutral. Now, as the representative said, like when it comes to most leading men, I realize Bruce Willis and Jason Statham are both bald, but for the most part, women like to see leading men with a full head of hair. I myself am not follically blessed and have a buzz cut, so I can throw myself in there. I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for in that one. What I was getting at with the model thing is there's the thing. It's like when ABC has their little ABC after school special where the chubby girl dreams of dating the quarterback, and the quarterback, is given the lecture. Well, beauty's on the inside. Okay, well, that's a TV show that's based on guilt. That's not really what happens with the quarterback.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you clarified that. Well, here's what I think of your show. And I think you're doing, currently on this particular show, you're doing an injustice to your listeners, because you yourself, you know that at least 67% of your audience get all of their news from either Fox or you don't listen to anybody else. So therefore, when you make comments and you try to equivocate race to our economy, that's doing a disservice.
I didn't make anything. I didn't say anything about race in the economy. First of all, hold on. No. This is how a dialogue works. You say something and then I respond. First of all, before you accuse my audience of being narrow-minded and ignorant, do you really think the audience of MSNBC and liberal talk are more open-minded to the other side? Do you believe that?
Well, I'm just going. You always like to cite polls. A poll taken about 4 months ago, a little bit after Thanksgiving, indicated that 67% of the listeners get all of their news from Fox, while conversely, most of the people that listen to MSNBC or liberal radio shows and talk shows, they get a third of their information, and then they get the rest of it from other sources. Thus,
what are the other sources? If your other source, if your primary source is MSNBC and then your other source is CBS or NPR, you're just getting more of the same.
So you're saying right now.
I'm saying that having three liberal sources does not mean other sources. It's not like people are watching MSNBC and saying, what's the other side thinking? I'm going to read the National Review. Now, maybe some people are. No, but if you're going to accuse conservatives of clicking up by conservative, well, then liberals do the exact same. Now, here's something funny. As a person with a journalism degree, the funny thing about Fox News being to the right and being conservative now, as far as their opinion hosts, that's O'Reilly, Hannity, and the others, and Beck, yeah, the op-ed stuff is to the right, just as the op-ed stuff on MSNBC is to the left. The funny thing about the neutral coverage, Brett Baer, Shepard Smith, Britt Hume, everything else is so far to the left that when you see something in the middle, you think that's the right.
Oh, well, okay. If you think that's the case...
No, I don't think that. I know that.
Well, I just stated some facts to you that are factual, and then you tried to break every one of those down.
No, I didn't. Even if 67% of this audience or the conservative-minded media consumer is not expanding their horizon to your liking, I would love to see the alternate reality of that, which is to say that, well, I'm a liberal and I'm expanding my horizon by consuming 3 to 4 different liberal outlets.
Well, see, that's what your last comment was a perfect segue to getting into what I think.
No. Before you, how I'm discussing quantitative easing and unemployment, how that begets a talk on race.
Oh, okay, because you said, okay, you put out $1 and then you just copy it 4 times. Any intelligent person knows that that's a great possibility for inflation. Now, how do you equivocate us feeling sympathetic because of race with the possibility of inflation? That's just the laws of physics and the laws of finance.
No, I said the portraying of the birther thing, which was never a part of, never even really spent any time on, but now being accused of being a racist because of the birther movement. Obama is now being seen as a sympathetic victim of racism, which allows us to not talk about quantitative easing. I don't know how you can accuse me of race. See, people like you, Lawrence, no matter what I do, I'm a racist to you. No matter what I say on this program, I'm a racist to you. It doesn't matter what I do. You are prejudice.
Okay, that's very good. But see,
it's not. Let's not say, oh, that's very good, like you're patronizing. You're prejudiced and you're biased. But I get what?
I'm prejudiced. Is that what you're saying?
You've already accused me of racism. You can't point to anything that I've said that's racist.
Okay, when did I accuse you of racism?
You said I was injecting race into the economy, sir.
Hey, did you ever hear the words out of my mouth, Wilkow, you're racist?
When you said I injected race into the economy, you somehow created the perception that my economic analysis of the president is based in race, not in dollars.
No, just calm down. This is why
I'm not getting agitated, sir. I'm a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. It's a Friday, I'm drinking my coffee here. I'm talking to people on the radio. I don't know why you think I'm getting angry.
Oh, you're a bass player too, aren't you?
No.
Oh, okay. This is what I said. If I may be allowed to take 15 seconds to clarify, when you stoke racism, like any mention of the word racism is very sensitive to people and their first president of a different color, so you have to be very selective. Now, this is what you're doing when you even mention the word racism and then saying we can't talk about this because we need to feel sensitive for the president. What you do to your listeners is, and this is how you create an injustice to your listeners. What you do to your listeners is you make them callous. You make them callous, because they'll go out in public and go, "Oh, see, Wilkow warned me about this." They're just
hold on, sir. We've got audio of Jonathan Capehart, of Tavis Smiley, of Bob Schieffer, of all these media personalities saying, "See, the president's a victim of racism. It's still racism. There's a wave of racism in this country." They're saying it. I'm just responding to it. Now, I want to ask you something. How do you respond? Because for all this talk that I'm injecting race and the Tea Party's racist and the birther movement is racist, it was Al Sharpton who said that Obama was not one of, quote unquote, his kind in 2007. Let me read the whole quote so you don't think I'm cherry picking here. This is an article. We're going to put it out on the website today. February 19th, 2007, San Francisco Chronicle headline: Obama's candidacy sparks debate on race. Is he African American if his roots don't include slavery? And I quote, some African American leaders came out against Obama because he announced his candidacy on February 10th, the same day as the State of the Black Union, an annual event hosted by Tavis Smiley to gather prominent African Americans. Author and Princeton University professor Cornel West said Obama's decision to announce in Illinois shows he speaks to white folk and holds us at arm's length. The Reverend Al Sharpton of New York said, quote, just because you're our color doesn't make you our kind. I guess we're out of time, so you're not going to have time to respond to that one. But that's a lot worse than anything I've ever said. And it's white folks, excuse me. White folks, not white folk. Correcting myself. We're right, they're wrong. That's the end of the story. Understand, you're going to have to wake up a lot earlier in the morning if you think you're going to break my arguments. The arguments cannot be broken. SiriusXM Patriot.